Hiya, Yoni, and I'm going to hold on a second just to make sure all the planets are aligned and I'm live. Hiya. So I'm Yoni. I'm an adopter and an adoptee and somebody who grew up in transracial adoption and an adoption coach. And I'm really pleased that you are watching this either live. And if you're live, do say hello. It'd be lovely to hear from you. And if you're watching on the replay, do put hashtag replay so I know that you've watched it. So I wanted today to talk about the course that I'm just putting the final touches on, called Anti-Racist Adoption. Now, for those of you who've been following me for a little while, will know that I've advertised this course and presented it live a few times to adopters. Um, This time I'm doing it a bit differently. I've recorded it and you're going to be able to access it in your own time. So any sort of time differences won't matter. Self-study, take it, do it in a little bit and then come back to it. Um, and hopefully, it'll be really accessible. Now, I've had some really good feedback from this course, but let me tell you who it is really aimed at. It's really aimed at people who are either considering adopting a child of a different ethnicity or fostering, or it talks about adoption. It is very pertinent to fostering too. Um, or adopters who are being assessed to prepare for caring for a child and positively parenting a child, particularly of Black or Caribbean or mixed race ethnicity. Um, so this course will, I think, create a roadmap for anyone who's thinking or is currently adopting transracially to positively parent a Black child and to give them confidence, self knowledge, and parent children from an anti racist perspective. And also, you'll get a workbook that can be presented at panel, an adoption panel, which or to your licensing processes if you're at that stage. So this course has a number of modules, modules looking at anti-racist adoption and what that really means. And I suppose in my head, what that means is being proactively anti-racist, somebody who um, will increasingly be v- voca- vocal about challenging racism where they see it, and also help in recognizing it. And it will talk in module two, we talk about why transracial adoption is so important, what the challenges are, and also considering if you're considering transracial adoption, 4 questions to ask yourself. And that's really got really good feedback from that section that is really asking you to think in quite practical terms about what caring for a child of a different ethnicity or a Black child is going to be like. We have an exercise naming people who've transracially adopted, who you might know, but you might not know that they've transracially adopted, and looking at Black children in the care system and how they fare. Um, the third module is children who recognise race. The fact that actually children at a very, very early age do recognise race and do respond to it. Um, And then we start to talk about unconscious bias and how that impacts on how we parent, on how we interact with our children, and that's for white individuals and black individuals because we're all impacted on by the images that we see in the media and newspapers. Um, we've certainly experienced that push towards certain stereotypes, and there's an opportunity to take a unconscious bias test um, to sort of get to the bottom of some of those internal feelings. And I share in that I found that I had unconscious bias as much as anyone else. Module 5 is when people transracially adopt. And these are some practical tools, terms, and strategies to adopt and to develop confidence around adoption, um, transracially, and things, suggestions from adopters to things that they could learn, how to nurture their child, how to parent a confident child, and how to contribute to the wider community. And I'm really pleased that and grateful that Eleanor, Kathy, and Janie have contributed and been interviewed by myself, and they're really helpful perspectives included in the course. Um, and then lastly, we've got some adoptees' voices, people who have got some thoughts about adoption and some recommendations in approaching adoption transracially. So hopefully you're going to be really interested in this course if you're at that stage where you're either considering transracial adoption or currently doing it. So if you're interested, there's two ways to access this course. You can buy it as a standalone course, and that's going to be available from the 7th of March, and that's going to be in the group. Or alternatively, you can get it free if you join Community Ohana, and we're going to do a launch um, at towards the end of March, April. Um, at which point, after the launch, we're going to close the membership for a while. So you can join Community Ohana. That will give you access to a range of the courses that we've already done. Courses on yoga, on music, and understanding trauma, and also Keely has done a second part of understanding trauma, which is coming out at the beginning of next month. Also have opportunities to attend the campfire conversations, which are really valuable opportunities to talk with myself and Keely, get advice, debrief about situations that are arising to do with adoption, and lots of other opportunities as well within that group. So you can also join Community Ohana, which is £30 a month. So I'm happy to take any questions. If you've got any questions, post them in the chat. And also, if you want to talk about it privately, then do DM me. And I'm going to put some links in to the group. And I really hope that if this sounds of interest to you, that you do have a bit more of a look in it. Um, yeah, so I hope you have a good rest of the day, I'm going to love you and leave you. So take care. Bye.